Hello again, welcome back to the Somerset Survival Series. So I did check last time. The last episode was episode 14 because I couldn't remember. So we are on episode 15 right now. So we're in February, so the month has gone by. We have got rid of our Citroen, that is gone. And we spent £5,000 on this, the Iveco Daily. So to be honest, pretty basic van. Hopefully doesn't have so many issues, collision issues and various different loading issues, but also instead of our kind of 4 pallets which is pushing it, we can probably double the amount, maybe even get more than 10 if we double stack them high. I reckon we can get good 10 to 12 pallets in this van, so brilliant. So yeah, so we started where we finished, just with the addition of lots of white stuff, including a new white van. So we're just gonna head on back now. So a day has gone by. We might need to do the usual, which is feeding the chickens, maybe topping up the water, although we did do a decent job last time around. Now just while we're here, let's open this up. So yeah, pretty good, I think. The straps also go that way, which isn't a problem. And yeah, a couple of decent access points, so that's good. Definitely. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I reckon we can get a good 8 pallets in there anyway. So, yeah, I like that. Beneficial to us for definite. So let's get that closed up. This is my first actual drive of it since downloading it. But it certainly seems pretty good. Now the usual issues come back there. The flickering, it's gone away from the trees now, and it's gone onto the snowy ground. But hopefully it doesn't bother anyone watching it. I've kind of got used to it, I think, to be honest. But God, this fan is quite fast. Bad enough in the normal tractor. This fan is really fast. I'll try not to roll it. Okay, so let's just see what the deal is. Now we are in February, and actually the best time to sell straw, I believe, is January or February. So there are 3 bales there in the trailer which I didn't bother unloading. The only thing that I'm thinking there is, if we are quite close to getting some sheep, do we want to be selling the straw? Sheep, did I say sheep? I said sheep. Pigs. Do we want to be selling that straw, or do we want to save it to put the bedding down and start creating some manure quite soon, which potentially is something worth considering. Anyway, I'm not too sure what I want to do there. There's 3 bales there. I can't remember. I think they were 4,500 per bale. Right, so 144 is the max. Oh, they're actually starting to go down now. So December was our best. We kind of missed out a little bit. 131 per 1,000. There's not really much in it anyway. So 4, 8, 12. Let's assume we got 12. Yeah, I think we keep them. It's not going to make a huge difference to us at this point in time. I think we keep them, and then as soon as we get pigs, we can put them straight in. We are also going to generate some more from that field over there as well. But right, let's actually, I don't want to block everything in. Let's go over here. Oh, it doesn't want to drive. Its wheel's spinning a bit. That can live there. I like it. I like it. It fits our kind of farm, really. An old white van. Right, how is this looking? Well, it's getting taller. It's growing. So the only thing we can do to that to improve it is weed. But at this point, the tractor will destroy the crop. I'm certain of that now. So the pH is good. What's, say, 6.75, maybe 7, so about as good as it should be. The nitrogen levels are great. The yield has not changed, even though we've limed it. It's not changed at all. So that must be the weeds. But we have got some good, yeah, so it's loam, which is the best one. So why is our environmental score not particularly brilliant? So nitrogen supposedly is 0. Why is that? Why do we have a score of 0 for nitrogen? I don't quite understand that. pH value 8.5 again. So we skipped a day since we've done the line. So the pH value is the colour it should be. Yeah, it's only 8.5 on the scale. Weed control is obviously something that's holding us back a little bit, but I don't understand that. Our environmental score should really have increased by now. Hopefully after the next harvest it would have done. I hope so. Now in the meantime, I said I'd keep an eye on it. There is a field come up for auction. It's this one. It's far too much money. Field number 16. Currently, I think the price at the bottom there, if you can see it now, hopefully, at the bottom, 47,722. I think that's its highest bid, because when you look at the next field, which is smaller, that's actually worth 123. So the 47,722 must be the current bid. It's never going to happen. I would like for one of these ones maybe to come up. This one here. The one that I really want is here up our lane, or next to our lane up the hill into here. I think that would be quite fitting to have this as one kind of yard area. So that's the one I want to come up on auction, because it's £80,000 without it, which is not going to happen. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye out. Any of these ones, these would be good. The smaller ones, the ones that involve us doing a little bit of driving to get to them. That one there, I have a feeling when you buy it, it actually has a half decent chicken coop there with it. So if that one came up, I'd be interested in that, because we can move the chickens to there using our crate, and then use our area in the corner there for something else. I don't know what. Potentially a farmhouse, I think would be pretty good. So yeah, what can we do then? There's not going to be any fertilizing contracts, I assume, in the snow. Oh, wrong button. So cultivating, harvesting, which I've mentioned before, we don't overly want to do. Now, I might make an exception to that and do a harvesting contract when we first get the pigs. So if there's something there like soybeans or something that we can harvest with what we have, but you get a leftover amount, because that's the only bonus to that, is you do get a little bit left over at the end that could be fed to the pigs, then that's worth considering. But the rest of it, not really. Sowing, I mean, we could sow a field, that's not too bad. We can't plant, but we can sow wheat. What's field 30? Okay, right, there's field 30. It's quite a big field. In fact, that's 2.5 the size of our field, so that is a potential, but that's probably the majority of an episode just doing that, so I'm not too sure on that. But we'll think about it. We've got plenty of seed, and we obviously don't need to use our own fertilizer because it doesn't expect that. So let's just check in on these guys. 820 litres of food, 742 pieces, so that's good. Lettuce does look like we have a little bit more, so there's obviously 500 there, 150 there. So this is good. This is just generating us a little bit of income in the background. I really like the details when it's snowing, kind of. Okay, well, I was meant to check on here the growth level. So the one just before harvesting, I guess, is that colour dark green. So it's got a couple more stages yet, maybe 2 more sleeps, and then we would be able to get to that one. Right, one more thing while I think of it, let's just check. That's not a bad deal, but there aren't actually any grass fields on this map. So when we do get one, we'd have to plant it, we'd have to buy all the equipment to do it. I just don't think that that's feasible. I don't think that doing the grass, doing the whole silage thing is something we should be doing, just because it doesn't make sense. We've got other ways of making money already. Right, just quickly to our chickens. Oh. No, I don't want snow. I do not want snow. Let's try that again. That's better. Brilliant. Right, so in the meantime, we'll just top these chickens up. To be honest, there's only probably half a load's worth there left anyway, so we are extremely close to running out of food. We're also extremely close to harvesting the field, so it'll be alright. It'll work out for the best, I'm sure. But to be honest, after this, we're not in a position to do anything with the snow around. There is no real need to clear up in the yard area, because we haven't got anything to do anyway. So I think we'll just skip through into the next month, and okay, just while we have the wheelbarrow, actually, before we skip through, I'm going to use the wheelbarrow to decant the seeds, to then put the seeds into the greenhouse, which I'm pretty sure I've done before. I think it worked. Now I'm certain when you come up here, you can just fill it. Yeah, you can. In actual fact, it emptied it. There's action cannot be performed here. Well, that's good. At least it didn't empty it all onto the floor, because that would have been annoying. Can I perform it here? Is that going into the greenhouse though? I assume so. Seeds, yeah, 249. Good. So it's got a bit of fertilizer, half decent amount of seeds, and then plenty of water, which is fine. I am practicing my Michael Jackson Thriller dance moves with a wheelbarrow, which is interesting. Let's put that down, try again. I'm still doing it. Good. Right, let's skip through. Okay, so yeah, so that field is up to 54,000 now for the bidding. So certainly not something that we would ever be considering. But right, let's just check on the crops there. So I do feel now it's kind of, they're looking pretty good. They're looking alright. I reckon one more sleep, and we'll be able to do them. But yeah, as I was saying, I just feel now we're at a point where we do need to expand. I think to keep it interesting, we need to be looking at another field, and we need to be looking at some form of animals just to give us more to do. So that's definitely the priority. we kind of have everything we need. We're self-sufficient now. The only thing really I would like to make us even more self-sufficient is some form of animals, i.e. the pigs, which would give us the manure and the slurry, which we can then use to spread on the fields rather than the need to buy fertilizer. So that's my ultimate goal, I think, for the minute. I have been thinking about this though. The issues I had just a moment ago, then we're trying to find the right trigger for the seeds. Now, I know on console, on PC, you can use the console and you can find various triggers and things, but I've always had some issues with this. And actually, although it's very, very good and it does generate the product quite quickly when you put the extra things into it, there are better options. I've been using on the multiplayer server that I play on, I've been using the open air greenhouse, and you can actually grow things like sugar beet and sunflowers and potatoes and things in it. So that's a much more kind of versatile mod. So potentially we'll look at selling up, getting rid of this, maybe use that same area to create a different version. I don't know, maybe that open air greenhouse. Although I don't know. I mean, actually, sugar beet potatoes for pig food, that could actually be a good idea. So again, that is something that we can consider doing in the meantime. Now let's just check out contracts, see what we're at today. If we've got fertilizing contracts, then great. So Field 30, I'm pretty sure that was the one that it wanted us to sow last time. Yep, so the sowing job's gone. Supply and transport. Barley. We are not going to get 193,000 litres out of that field, that's for sure. Right, I reckon with our new spreader, we could do that fast. And I mean real fast. So let's do it. So just connect up the new spreader. We'll have to go via the shop to get some fertilizer. But that's fine. We have got some there in our seed thing. However, I did say if we avoided touching that, we would be able to get another harvest out of it. So let's just dump off the lime, go via the shop, and I remember where field 30 is because we were just looking at it and it was pretty much left hand corner. So we'll head there now. I don't think that would take very long. Potentially in the meantime there might be another contract as well, so give us a bit of a boost while we're waiting for the field to grow, and just keep some progression. I haven't downloaded, I haven't really looked at any animal mods in reference to the pigs again. So the only ones that I have are your kind of standard in-game ones, but I know there are some much better ones. So I've been looking, but I haven't downloaded any. So I'll have to, when we're at that point, just quickly pause the game, jump out, find a suitable option, and then jump back in. But we've got to get a field first. We have to buy a field. Seems strange to come back to the shop and not have some vehicles parked in the way, because we bought it. I'm going to go with the fertilizer bag still, just because you get 100 litres for £50, which works out. It works out cheaper, I think, than a big bag, but also a big bag would kind of refill, I think, 3 times maybe. So it's a lot of investment for something that we don't actually need all of at the minute. So we'll stick to these. I don't know how many I bought. I just kind of kept pressing A. So hopefully it was enough. Hopefully when we do the contract it doesn't go through fertilizer as fast as it goes through lime. I'm hoping that lime was just a one-off, because it was the first time Okay, right, it's pretty much full, isn't it? Nearly. I think we could have squeezed 50 litres extra in there, but right, let's head to that field. If it uses all of this really, really quickly, like the lime, then I'm going to say there's something not particularly amazing about this mod, and we may have to rethink it, maybe resell it and save up for the other version. But yeah, I know I've used some before. I know there's been the odd thing with certain seeders will use a ridiculous amount of seed just to plant the field, and I know that there are certain mods that do that. So we'll have to keep an eye on it, but hopefully not going to be a problem. So this time I actually went the right way. I think we've done some work in that field before. Fertilizing maybe it might have been. So that looks like it's ready to go. This is the area I was mentioning. I'm pretty certain that just because of the look of it, and when you actually come into it, I'm assuming this is for chickens. Unless it's a small area for sheep, maybe. But I don't know, I think it might be for chickens. Right, I'm going to avoid picking up those collectibles. Let's go on with this. Well, that field's got loads of collectibles in it though, isn't it? Oh, there's more there as well. I'm there. Right, here we are. So, let's test out this width. Okay, it doesn't seem to be going too bad actually. That's probably quite reasonable. Maybe that is still a bit faster. But then it would be faster because it's a lot wider. In fact, I can't believe how fast we're going to be able to do this. This is going to be a really fast job. So quick, in fact, it's probably not even worth doing a time lapse. So, no, I won't. So I do play on a multiplayer server, and it's a server which is run by UFG, who is a YouTuber. I would probably say selection of you guys, if anyone is actually watching this, if anyone at all is even watching these, have probably come via UFG's channel or Your Fault Game. Just because he mentions me a lot and we do play online together quite a bit, but the online, the multiplayer server, which is in Avon Valley, he's just released a video, and it was titled something like irritating the neighbour or annoying the neighbour or something like that. Now, my farm that I've set up is just up from his, and I've got a sneaky feeling that he has done something. I don't know what, but I think he's done something. I wouldn't normally record those. I just kind of, again, I haven't been on it for a couple of weeks really, but I just kind of go on there to just kind of relax, play, and have a bit of fun and just muck around a bit. But I think I am going to do a tour of that farm, and just a one-off episode, because I'm pretty certain when I asked him the question, he just put lots of kind of laughing face emojis to the answer. So I'm pretty certain he's done something, and I don't know what. So I think I might record it. It'll be kind of a reaction and revenge type video. But it's an additional farm, so I might just do a little tour as well. I know that he's done a tour of his farm, and by the way, the farm that he set up though, if you haven't seen it, it's awesome. It looks really, really good. So that's definitely worth a look. But now anyway, I'm chatting. I've just driven off, and I haven't actually even made sure we finished it or collected the money. It was completed, so that's good. How much did we get? 2,526. So let's collect that. Are there any new fertilizing ones that have popped up in the meantime? No. That's fine. So it's given us a little boost. But that was our only boost. So we're at £4,414. Now, again, to be honest, we've topped up the chickens to the last amount that we can do. We have nothing more to give them. There's some water in the greenhouse, there's some seeds in the greenhouse. We'll just go back now and we'll just sanity check that they are okay. But I think probably skipping forward another day. We've done everything we can possibly do for the day. And the last thing I want is the videos to be boring. For two reasons. If anyone's watching, I don't want them to be boring. And the second reason is I just don't want it to be boring, because you know I am actually playing the games, so it needs to stay interesting. And if possible, I need to avoid collecting any more collectibles, certainly for the near future anyway. I got quite a few in the, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes ago maybe. We explored the horse paddocks, and I did get, I think, maybe £5 worth of collectibles, so that's, in my eyes, that's cheating a bit. Oh dear. Now normally I crop this kind of thing, but as I am limited on time, what I'm trying to do, where possible, is an episode without too much editing, just because it's so much easier to get an episode recorded and uploaded without having to sit down and edit it, and when you're short of the time. But yeah, my driving needs to improve if I don't want to have to do any editing, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, here we are, back at the farm. We might use that again, so we'll just leave that. Skip forward. That was a very short and sweet day. Also, the benefit of skipping forward is hopefully it might start a new farmland auction, potentially on a field that's a little bit more within our price range. So no, it is still going on. That field's at 63,000 now, so hopefully that hurries up and finishes. But field's not done, field's not ready. It's also raining, which is not ideal anyway. Can't top up the chickens. Checking on the water, but again we've pretty much done. Right, what are we missing? So it's got 3 litres of seeds left, so it needs more seeds, but it has completely run out of water, so not brilliant. I wonder if the lettuce, I always forget the prices. I know we've kind of missed the best price, but where are we now? I see the price isn't actually bad at the moment. So there's about £6,000 worth of lettuce there. You don't say that very often, do you? £6,000 of lettuce. But I mean that would take us up over £10,000. But again, what's the benefit? That would probably pay for a pigsty, but we've got nowhere to put it. So there is no benefit. There is no benefit at all, really. So we might as well for a minute just leave the lettuce. Let's sort out the greenhouse. Actually, I wonder if we've got any more contracts. Oh yeah, there are. Field 46. I mean that, I've done that one before. I've done that field before. So let's accept it. Because I think I took maybe 10 minutes before. But this spreader is double the width. So not too bad. It's a good little learner, I think. Now I think I've done it before. Or did I? 46. Yeah, it was this one up here. How did I get to it? I think I had to drive around. I'm not going to lie, because I did that field off camera, I probably didn't get to it the way you're supposed to get to it. I'm not going to pretend. So this is the first time for me getting to this field. Now maybe I should have topped out the fertilizer, but we'll see how far it goes. Okay, let's just cut through here. So it's just come up in the corner. The contract's finished and completed, which is brilliant. I am going back the wrong way again, aren't I? Yes. Anyway, let's just cash in our money for that one. Collect that. Brilliant. So 8,704, which is great. I did have to buy some more fertilizer than you might have noticed. I am going to cut through here. Just because, why not? This is the field, by the way. This is the one I want to get. Now, to be honest, oh, don't fall down there. We don't really want it with that crop in it. I want to buy it with a crop in it. Don't really want it with that one in it though, because we haven't got the right header, and we can't change the header on that harvester. So that's no good. However, if it comes up on an auction, we're just going to have to buy it. So we'll see. You might have noticed that in the time lapse, if you were looking in the bottom corner, the actual fertilizer value wasn't going down the whole time I was doing that. And that's because I bought a load of extra bags and I threw them. In fact, you can see one just about in there currently. So it must have been as I was using it, topping it up. So it looked like I didn't use any fertilizer at all, but I did. That's quite a handy little trick for the future though. I might remember that. Get like an unlimited supply that way. Which was quite good. Right, let's just pop that down there. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's interesting. You can connect something else to the back of the fertilizer. I don't think I've seen one like that before. That makes certain jobs a heck of a lot easier, I guess. I don't know which ones. And maybe that's so that you can tow along like a cart full of the extra fertilizer, maybe. I'm not too sure. Not too sure. But anyway, we want to put that in there. I wanted to drop it, not connect it. So we'll put it there instead. Okay. Well, just checking here because we haven't had a look in here yet. Well, that's interesting. We're not really at a point where we need a second tractor. Well, that's also interesting. That's very interesting. In fact, 160 horsepower. Okay, 8,704. What is our harvester worth? 8,000, so 16,000 we would have. It's only half. It's only half of what we need, but what an upgrade that would be. 60 horsepower holds 1.5 square meters. Or meters cubed, I should say. And this one holds, wow, holds 5,200 and it's got 100 more horsepower. I mean, that's also a good deal as well, by the way. But as it stands, we are surviving on the one tractor. I don't think we're at a point where we need a second one yet. I think once we've purchased another field in the pigs, we will want a second one. And something like that would be perfect. However, they are quite cheap to buy anyway. In fact, that's only 34% discount, so they're not that much more than 30 grand to buy. And that's a good option. I was thinking that anyway. That one's kind of pointless because that's worse than the international one that we had. Although it does look pretty cool. I do like a nice Massey. But that, can we do it? 31. Right, so we've got over there lettuce. So there's 2,000 litres of lettuce, which is worth 6,000. So 16 if we sell the harvester. So that's 22,000. So we need another 10. It hasn't got. Oh, I thought it disappeared then. We need another 10,000. Fertilizer contract. That's no good. We want 2 more of the huge fields. Let's refresh them. It's a bit naughty, but yeah, that didn't really work in our favour, did it? That is a real shame. Mind you, I suppose that's only half the challenge anyway, because you still got to buy the header for it, haven't you? Which one is it? It was the Mega at 50%, so it must have been that one. Combinations. Any. Okay, so you could probably use the cheaper mod ones. That's still quite a lot more money on top. Okay. Okay, we'll forget that. That is a deal though. That's a good deal. I think that's the first one I've seen in the shop that's any good. But we're not going to quite do it. We are really scraping. We're never going to get there. And then we're never going to get another 8,000 before we're ready to harvest that field. Even if we sold the straw, it's not worth anything really. And we're not in a position where we want to be selling anything else. And as a rule, we must have that van. So yeah, that's it, I guess, really. So this episode's not been just as I'm about to sign off the episode. Our friend Sid is in desperate need of eggs, and that's pretty. No, that's an awful price. Sorry, Sid, you need to do a better job than that. It's good for this time of year, but we're alright. Thank you, mate. Okay, right. Yeah, I think that's it. So not really got a huge amount done today in terms of progression. Obviously we spent a bit of money. We brought back our new van. We've fertilised a pretty big field very quickly. That's probably the easiest 5 grand we've earned so far in this whole series. But the next episode, there should be a lot going on. We should be harvesting the field. We will need to bale the straw. We'll obviously have to tend to the chickens, feed the chickens with what we harvest, and potentially a field will come up on auction, which is more affordable, and then we can look at start landscaping in some pigs. which would be great. So yeah, bit of a slow episode. We've ended it quite well with money though, £8,704. So that's great. This episode may be a little bit shorter than normal, maybe a little bit longer. Kind of haven't kept track of time, if I'm honest with you. But thank you very much for watching. If you are, please do comment and let me know any suggestions, especially if you've got any ideas around the pigsties to use. That would be awesome, because I haven't used anything. I haven't used any pigs at all in the whole time I've been playing FS22. So if you've got something, let me know. That would be great. But yeah, I'll see you very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.